with the Z.
Yeah.
Oh, Z, right. Yeah, he showed me. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are live on with Pep Talks on YouTube, and my co-host, Stephen Lally. Say hello, Steve.
I'm here. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Good to be back.
And we have a special guest today, a comedian, fellow comedian. He said we did a couple of shows. I didn't remember because I don't feel well. I haven't felt well. I haven't felt well in many, many years, and it's acid. It's a combination of acid reflux,
Memory loss,
all kinds of shit. Brendon, Brickz, how are you, Brendon?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here, man. I really am happy to be here, man.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, Eddie.
We're happy to have you here, man.
Hey, man.
You're replacing the porn star.
See, that's what disappoints me, man. You brought my black ass here when you had somebody that takes off their clothes.
No, we had is the...
Well, she's going to be on. She's a comedian, adult. What do you call it? Adult
film actor.
Adult film actress. She studied. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, hopefully she'll make it. She was coming in, but she had to reschedule. We have a lot going on. I love Brendon. I saw him open the improv show the other night, and it was great. And we got to talking about just comedy in general.
Yeah.
Comedy in general, and it dovetailed with a lot of stuff that we're talking about. How should we put it? Now, you're an elder millennial.
Yeah, I'm an elder millennial. I'm I'm a late age millennial. Like, I'm 33. I hate even being called millennial.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I don't know what they just started that recently. Like I don't know, millennial, Gen X.
Yeah.
Emma, what are you? Our producer, Emma.
I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial?
I'm the bottom end of it.
Okay.
So she like what, 26?
Yeah, I'm 26.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 26-year-old millennial. But what is it? Now, we were talking about millennials in relation to comedy.
Right.
And you had some interesting takes on it that we were talking about how there's, they don't want to talk about certain things.
Right.
That there's this big PC culture. I say that I'm not interested in a lot of comedians, and we started it there. You want to expound on that a little?
Yeah. So what particular? Like, you just talking about like the subject matter right now?
Yeah. Subject matter. Like, it seems like comedy.
We're trying to get to the bottom of this shit.
Right. It seems like comedy's a little toothless. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What it is that the corporate fucked it up. Like the big thing in my generation, a lot of millennials didn't get paid attention to. So the things that they talk about are the things that they should have talked about with their parents. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, when you listen to like a millennial podcast, I'll be like, I don't want to listen to this shit. Like, what are you gonna teach me? What am I gonna learn? All these millennials making podcasts, talking about stuff that,
like what, for instance?
Like kale, nigga, or our white girl problems, or like, bro, I didn't even see my first white girl until I was in high school, bro. I was just like, you
didn't see a white girl?
Nah, unless it was a white cop.
So you lived in a hard-ass neighborhood in L.A.
Yeah.
You lived in Watts?
I lived in Watts, Hawthorne, West L.A. Every area that basically is getting gentrified now.
It's getting gentrified now.
See, I want to add something to that. I think I don't like these benign words like millennial, hipster.
Right.
I don't like neoliberal. I think things have gotten whiter. I think when I was a kid, these trembling, hand-wringing, fucking yuppie cunts were out there. They were there, but there was a culture to humiliate them and make them feel not cool.
Right.
And let them know to crawl under a fucking rock.
Right.
And it was hip hop, and it was street art, and it was comedy and film, and it was alpha. There was an alpha sense to it. And Eddie Murphy was part of it.
Right.
Richard Pryor was part of it. And
you know what it is, that alpha. That's a good thing you brought that up, because I feel like betas are running things now, like beta people. Because like, as soon as the feminist movement came out, yes, you gotta respect women. Like, what were you doing before? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what is respect? Each individual person has a different definition of respect and how they want to be treated. So now you have these beta millennials, just like hipsters, you know, it's like, oh my God, like, yes, I'm for women now. I am for women. Like, how are you for women? Like, do you open doors for them? Or is this something is it that I use bitch a lot because I listen to hip hop music and it's like, oh, that comes off as really disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like that's That's what I'm talking about. Like everybody's sensitive to things that I grew up off of. So when I go out in the world, I feel like some of the stuff I do is wrong just because I was brought up in an era to where I talk to people strong language. You know what I'm saying? Like people.
Well, emotion. But
Yeah.
Too. It's not just the language; it's the emotion. I think that scares certain people. And I don't call them beta males. I call them Bateman males.
Bateman?
Because Jason Bateman sort of represents.
You mean the star of Ozark? I love Ozark. I mean, I did make fun of. Have you seen Ozark
No,
on Netflix?
I don't watch that shit.
Jason Bateman
Why?
is like he's the most alpha. Jason Bateman is the most alpha image that Hollywood will put out of a man as a mainstream heterosexual male. Like,
Why do you think that is?
I don't know exactly. What do you think?
I don't even know who this motherfucker is.
Oh, you don't know Jason Bateman?
I probably know him.
knows.
I probably know him by face, but I don't do the. Kind
Let's see. Well, he's been in. Well, he's a big deal now because Jason Bateman. There's a hugely popular Netflix show called Ozarks, and it's, check this out. You're going to laugh at this. It is a middle class white family that by accident gets involved with a cartel. And Bateman, it's sort of like you've seen Breaking Bad. Have you seen?
Yeah,
that one?
I've seen Breaking Bad.
This is a cheap yuppie version of Breaking Bad.
That's terrible.
And he
What do you think of Breaking Bad?
I like this simple fact. There was a man with cancer. He was still doing his shit. He didn't let cancer that motherfucker got shot. I saw the end episode where he shot up the building. I'm like, this is some badass shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I got people dying of cancer. I don't know how. Nigga, get a gun. You know, motherfucker, start. You know.
Well, he was also
selling drugs, right?
a chemistry genius.
Yeah.
Who could cook up,
But this is hilarious. Jason, this white family from Chicago, all of a sudden they're just dealing with cartels and cartel violence, and Jason Bateman is just saying, all right, look, we'll just do this, we'll just do that. It's kind of funny to me because there would be no white middle class family that could deal with
Right.
You know what I mean? It would just be too upsetting because like I was thinking about this, like if I order a latte and that latte isn't hot, I'm very upset.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal to me. I couldn't deal with the cartel. In other words, I'm saying that little shit.
But people from
little fucking.
I mean, maybe you could, Eddie. You know, maybe if you had a gun and you just, why is this not hot? And just shoot everybody then. How about that? And then next time they'd be like, okay, I don't want to get shot.
Next time when I get out.
Right.
If I have a good lawyer, let's say Alan Dershowitz.
Oh, you'd be out. You'd be out.
I'd be out. Look, I want to apologize for shooting up.
Well, by the way, when they say Chicago, I'm from
I
Chicago.
know.
That hurts my feelings because that guy's from Skokie. He's from Skokie.
Who?
He's from Bateman. That family, that's.
Oh, okay.
When they say
Do you know the
Chicago-
show?
I watched 2 episodes of it.
You didn't like it?
I couldn't make it past 2 episodes. Were you serious when you say you like it?
Yeah, I got hooked on
we got-
it. It's like I don't know. It just fucking I get up now and I'm rewatching Breaking Bad, and I'm not sure what's going on with me that I want to watch these shows about people in distress.
Well, because if you want to watch the opposite of what you go through, if you don't go through,
I go through shit
you,
too.
you get shot at.
No, he goes.
You get shot at?
Well, let me tell you this. I live in Boyle Heights. So
Boyle Heights.
I've had to, since I've lived in Boyle Heights for the last 2.5 years, when I first moved there, I got in fights with meth heads like maybe once a week. Because I live in a
real fights?
Real fights. Look at my hands.
Oh, damn.
So where I live at, I live in a single, but we have to share the bathrooms and the showers and stuff. It's like you get your own room. It's just like dorm style. But sometimes the neighbors, they sell meth out the front apartment, but we got them out. Luckily, we got them out. But most of the times, me and my wife would get up and we would go to the showers, and then it'd be somebody in there. Doing crack, doing meth.
In your shower.
And where we pay rent at.
They broke into your house.
Right. No, they didn't break up. They have people that sell meth there. And so
And the landlord
they didn't the owner that was her cousin.
who was selling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what would happen is I would have to go into
So you're living Breaking Bad.
a little bit. That's why I was like, this saves my life. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's like us watching comedy shows. People ask me if I watch Mrs. Nasal, And I'm like, I don't want to watch Mrs.
so
I don't
funny
want
is
to watch.
Mrs.
I don't want to
Maisel.
watch Mrs. Nasal.
What is
Mrs.
this?
Maisel is that
Maisel.
Maisel, yeah. He's calling it Mrs. Maisel, which is funny. But it's about a family in New York and
It's a
this
Jewish
woman-
housewife in the 60s
Yeah.
who becomes Lenny Bruce and tours the Catskills and becomes
She
a big
gets
star
comedy
doing it.
very quickly. Like,
Did she really get it, or was it just like people felt bad for her?
No.
They she was
no,
good?
no.
I think
in the way the show is
She's
written.
good.
Hollywood felt bad for women like her, so they gave women like her a show. Man, I know it's
But this has been happening forever, like when they remade all the Ghostbusters, we need more women. And when you look at the numbers, we like, well, women don't even support this shit. Like, like it's no. I feel like you just need better movies or
Yes.
better stories.
not corporate art.
Well, see, that's the problem. I feel
Yeah,
like
tell me about the corp. You said you started, and then we kind of went off track a little
yeah.
bit. You said corporate ruined it. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's because freedom. Like, remember when Looney Bruce first came out?
Yeah.
He wasn't funny to me, but I saw what he did. He was like, okay, he was breaking a new era. So did like Richard Pryor. They were doing these new type of.
Who's your
things.
favorite all-time comedian?
Mine? I mean, it's changed, but if I could put top three.
Top three.
I would put Richard Pryor, of course.
Me too. I'm Pryor one.
Right, Eddie Murphy and Donnell Rollins.
Interesting. You know Donnell Rollins?
I mean, I know a little bit of him. I wouldn't put him on my top 3, but
But it's not because
Oh, hold it. Donnell, he works at the store?
he doesn't
Is
work.
he Chappelle's
He
buddy?
Yeah, he's Chappelle's buddy. Yeah. Donnell, like Ashley Larry from Chappelle Show.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen him at the store a
Yeah,
bunch.
but only reason why I put these people there is because they talk about stuff that I care about. It's not if they could be you could be the funniest person, like who's the dude with the
Arnez J.
Arnez J. But he's just.
But
I
he's
don't
a
know
great
Arnez.
performer.
Well, you want to know what it is? It's because I grew up around people like these comedians, and I'm like, oh, dude, you seem like you hung out around a lot of drug people. Like the way, because I look at a comic and I'm like, where were you in life?
No Robin Harris. No Robin.
Robin Harris is cool, but that's not my
That's not
generation.
Baby's Kid. Is that Baby's Kid?
Yeah.
Baby's Kid.
Yeah, he's funny, but
Yeah, I used to listen to Robin.
He didn't make the top 3.
he
Let's just say
didn't make the top 3 as far
What
as
about Bernie Mac?
He's funny, but it's just like I see too many people in the hood like him. It's like when you see somebody and they're good, but you see this all the time. And Bernie's great. I love Bernie. I'm not taking away from Bernie, but he's just not my favorite comedian like that.
What about so Richard Pryor? He's
Pryor's my number
33
one.
years
Yeah.
old. 33 years old, and
Yeah.
Richard Pryor is his top 1 or 2 influence
Yeah.
in comedy.
You wanna know why?
That should show
Yeah,
you
let me hear.
everything.
Because when I first heard that bit about him shooting at his engine because he got in a fight with I was like, dude, I get in a fight with my wife every day and I don't have a car, but I want to shoot down a bus. I swear to God. And I just be like, and I'm like, I can relate to everything, how he talks about he had a pet monkey. It's like, if I got money, I'll get a pet monkey, like Michael Jackson. Like, everything he was talking about, all this crazy shit.
Have you
like,
met Paul Mooney yet?
Oh, yeah, I met Paul Mooney. He's cool.
What do you think of Paul Mooney?
Paul Mooney is the funniest motherfucker out there, but
He's got an anger to him.
He's just like a black dude at a barbershop to me. He's just gonna,
Really?
he's gonna shoot you those facts, and you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, this is fact.
By the way, look up these comics. Paul Mooney, who he was buddies with Pryor.
He wrote.
right.
He was Pryor's
He's-
right.
right, yeah, right.
He wrote.
Yeah,
He wrote for
Yeah.
Pryor.
Yeah.
Paul Mooney. Robin Harris is an interesting comic to look up. It's some crazy stuff.
Yeah, Robin Harris kind of like Earthquake to me. Like, they have like
Earthquake?
They're kind of similar to me. Like,
Really?
Earthquake is good because they have these snappy, what I'm
Right.
saying, remarks back.
Well,
like,
that's Def Jam comedy. Earthquake.
Right.
Bernie.
Right.
But Robin was the guy who
He's like he started that.
He started that, right.
Yeah, he started that. And I liked his cartoon, Bebe's Kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because nobody was doing animation about the like ghetto shit.
Right.
I was like, bruh, I know family.
Where
And
did
that
that
was your
air?
childhood, by the way.
Huh?
That was when you were a little kid.
Yeah,
Right.
bruh. Like ashy, snot nose, badass kids. Like these kids were bad at 5. Dude, I got bit by a 7-year-old, bruh. Motherfuckers just look like I needed a tetanus shot for real. Like it was. So I resonated with that cartoon because I knew the cartoon before I knew who Robin Harris was. Because I was a kid.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did it air that cartoon?
Fox.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
It was. He
Yeah.
got mainstream.
Yeah. Well, he
and then he
died.
died of a heart attack.
Yeah. That's how
Bernie Mac died too young.
Well, he was sick for a long time.
He was?
He had a condition a lot of people.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was. He was.
Was it a heart heart condition?
No, I think it was.
I have so many.
I think it was like respiration problems.
Yeah.
Respiratory problems.
I have that too.
Eddie, you outlived Kobe Bryant.
Bruh, how do you feel? How do you feel about outliving somebody that was way healthier than you?
Way healthier. Well, that shit happens, right? Accidents, man. Yeah. Accidents, that was fucking crazy.
My father's had 3 heart attacks. I called him up. I said, Dad, he's 75.
He's had 3 heart attacks?
Yeah, he had a quadruple bypass.
Dude, that means you're going to live forever.
It could.
Why do you say that? Because his genes?
Genetics. Let me tell you something. My dad is a crackhead all his life. But guess what? My dad was fat.
He was?
How are you fat and a crackhead?
I don't know how people
strong
his appetite.
Right. And they told my dad if you did, because I was in Texas one time and he was in his like late 50s going to 60s and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they told him if you do crack one more time, because they were draining fluid, they had to do some medical stuff with him. They said if you do it one more time, you'll die. And he did it again, and he's dying, but he's not dead yet.
How old is he?
My dad right now, he got to be like 69, like 69, 71.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty good for a person that abused drugs.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
You just never know who's going to make it. And
is he clean now?
Well, he has to. He's like, he
has to.
Yeah, he's in the hospital. He's in the VA. He was a veteran, so he's in the VA right now, yeah.
Late 60s, early 70s, though, and he did all that. They told Bukowski, one of my favorite writers, they said, if you take another drink, you're going to die.
Right.
And he drank for 25 years after.
No way.
Yes.
Did he?
And then there's a documentary where he said,
I saw that.
when I was 40, the doctor told me if you drink another drink, you're going to die. And he's, 65 years old, and he's got a glass of wine.
You know what I believe? I believe that the body gets used to the bullshit you put in it. And the second you try to stop it and clear it up is when you die. Because think about it, it makes sense because you are what you eat. So if my dad ate crack, that's what he was crack. That was once you stop, that's when you start to deteriorate.
Yeah, your body is like, whoa, where is that stuff you've been putting in me?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I got depressed recently because I stopped drinking a lot of sodas, and I was trying to cut the sugar out of my diet because I was like,
sugar is hard to cut out.
You ain't got to tell me.
Talk about crack.
Dude, really, sugar.
It is like crack.
It's worse because like my wife's diabetic, and she wasn't taking her diabetes serious, so she started having big health problems.
Oh, no.
So I was like, I got to do this for both of us,
So would you get headaches when you would try to not?
No, it was like I was like...
irritable?
Yeah, everything.
Edgy.
It was, I was just like, I couldn't focus. Like, I would get in a conversation with somebody, and in like 5 seconds, I get frustrated because I wanted a soda. Like, I just...
you were jonesing.
Yeah, I was jonesing. And you don't know that you have a problem until you get off of it, and you're just like, oh, this is how people live.
Are you still dealing with it, or?
Well, I eat sugar, but I don't drink it as much. Like, I'll drink as much water because... I feel like when you drink a lot of sugar drinks, you forget to drink water. Water is very important. No matter what you do, you got to stay hydrated.
Yeah, especially out here in LA where it's so sunny all the time. So yeah, corporate. Let's get back to that again. Corporate. How did the corporate stuff ruin it?
Well, because now people in comedy are just basically like, I want to make it. So they're not.
That is so true, especially out in LA.
Yeah, they want to make it. And me, I don't. I want to make it, of course, make enough money to support myself and pay my child support. And because after I pay my child support, I'll just be fine doing road gigs, whether I get paid or not. I just want to leave my daughter a legacy. Like, oh man, my dad was somebody. He was different. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know about stand. A lot of these millennials that do comedy, they show up to the Comedy Store, the Improv, and the Laugh at the first of the year. Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this.
This gets me into something. Who do you think? Because a lot of those comics did not show up at the Laugh Factory in the Comedy Store because they saw Richard Pryor.
Right.
So who do you think they saw that made them want to even do this?
I don't think it was that. I think we all watch comedy because comedy heals. So I think it was maybe like 45%. Oh, my favorite comedian makes me want to be a comedian, and more like I don't want to get a regular job. I don't really want to have to do a lot of work to make it.
But comedy's a lot of work. And,
it is.
And the grind of getting good, like to get good, and to get stage time and all of that.
You want to know? You know what's funny? It's that I was on the open mic scene when I first started. When I was just doing, I didn't go to the major clubs because I was just like, I'm having fun, so I'm not. I don't. So, but people weren't booking me on their open mic shows, and I was pissed off. Like nobody was accepting me into the open mic scene. You know what I'm saying? And I was mad. So what I did was I started hanging out at the clubs more, and I found out some of the bigger comedians I got along with more because these motherfuckers didn't have a brain,
right?
Or
they're very
shallow, or just.
But also at that level, it's like
you're in your head so much because
you're in your head, and you're also very like, no, I don't want to help anybody. I got to be helped.
It's not that they got clicks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They got clicks.
They got clicks. I was not in any of the clicks. Like just open mic wise. And these motherfuckers were poor. They come from other places, and they would just hang with the pretty people, and they had their whole residual self image, and they wanted to hang out with people that they felt that they had the same image. So that's that's what I'm talking about. Everybody has that in their mind.
There was no open mic scene 15 years ago. Like there weren't even that many open mics.
Right.
So what's happened is, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
There was open
Not
mics.
like now.
Oh, really?
If you go on,
There's way more now?
Eddie doesn't have to. Eddie's okay. I'm removed from this, but I'm not as removed as Eddie.
Right.
You go on the Comedy Bureau. That's a site.
Oh, yeah.
I just gave you some free advertising, Comedy Bureau motherfuckers.
Jay Kroger.
Yeah.
I love Jake.
You go on that site and look at the fucking open mics. There's about 150 a day.
No, there aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Are
this
there?
is because the audience have all become comedians.
Right.
And when I run into these kind of comics, I'm like, these are boring people.
Right.
So how did these boring people...
Well, Brandon is saying that part of the boringness of young comics is because, or a lot of comics, they don't have to be young, they want to make it. And if you're just if you're just in it to make it,
Right.
you're not a fucking artist.
You're not.
But there's all kinds of people who are in it to make it in the world who end up going to law school or selling cars,
Right.
or they sell or they make meth out of the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
These people
Yeah.
have decided they are interesting and entertaining.
Well, how
enough.
long are they going to last? It depends, you know. And Hollywood and the corporate state that is killing us all. They value not all they value, but they, you know, if you're pretty, if you're good looking, you know, I've had to fight my good looks.
Non-threatening is another big
Non-threatening is a perfect way to put it.
That's the corporate thing. You got to remember. I remember Cat Williams had a show at the Comedy Store, and then Ray Grant had his show, and they made the Comedy Store a lot of money. But since they're these very risque comedians, things broke out in certain nights, so they couldn't have it anymore. So people look at certain comics as like, he's funny, but he's gonna fuck up your brand. And see a lot of people.
Cat had gotten in some trouble too, you know. I mean,
He wrote for
I
Cat
wrote comedy
Williams.
for Cat Williams,
Yeah,
so
okay.
at the peak of his fame. And this is what I saw with Cat, and I won't go into the whole thing.
Yeah.
But Cat Williams, so Mike Epps, Kevin Hart, D. Ray,
Right.
Hollywood was grooming them,
Right.
and Cat Williams overstepped all of them. Cat Williams popped out of nowhere and became massively famous.
Right.
But they hadn't made a corporate investment in Cat Williams.
Right.
So when he fell, they didn't have a safety net. There was no need to keep him. He wasn't like Justin Bieber. Well, we made $100 million investment in this guy. No matter what he does or how much he sucks, we're not going to hold him up. We'll let him fail, and then we'll promote one of our guys who we've been grooming. And that is what I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I kind of saw. Because he also did not make an attempt to make very friendly with the corporate. In fact, I mean, in some ways, he probably was a little Tony Montana, meaning he went out of his way to.
Are you talking about Scarface?
Yeah. He went out of his way to, like, you know, scare people and freak people out.
But it's, you know, it's funny. It's like,
Well, I don't want a lawless
The lawless
comedy
revolution.
scene. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. All right, like I like a little craziness now and then. Like life is so boring sometimes, bro. Sometimes I live for open mic or a comic to just blow up. Like really, I'm not talking about fake. I need attention.
Yeah.
I'm talking about okay, we see what he all went through, but we're still gonna act surprised when he blows up, type of shit. And see, that's who I really blame in comedy, when it's the people that you have around you. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that you got to get rid of. If they're not tapping you, be like, hey man, don't bring that handgun to the airport, nigga. Like, you know, like you got friends that look out for you. We just watch people self-destruct. But I live for that sometimes, because that's what I would love to go see. Cat Williams, you brought a gun to the airport? Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna see this motherfucker. He might bring a gun to the show. Somebody might die.
Oh, I see. So you're talking about, someone who's really unpredictable.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like I'm crazy. So I could deal with that. I've grew up around that.
You seem like a sweet guy.
I'm nice. Oh, I'm nice, but I can't go to sleep without listening to the
He has to fight off meth heads in his neighborhood.
Bro, honestly, dude, this is my life is different from the average comedian's life.
Oh, hell yeah.
So when I'm around people, they're not gonna get where I'm coming from a lot of things. But when I do my comedy, I get to have fun and be rambunctious the way I like to be rambunctious. And that's the only time I really get my respect, is when I'm on the stage. Off the stage, it's just like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? Who is this nigga Brandon Brickz? So until you walk a mile in a lot of these comedians' shoes, you understand. That's why the corporate side is just like, I'm watching these motherfuckers off stage sipping their kombucha. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about niggas too. I'm talking about black comics that come to Hollywood that look like thugs but talk like fucking like Whitey McWhite face. You know what I'm saying? Like these.
What you're getting to is what I believe is that yuppies and trust fund.
Is yuppie even a term anymore?
It still is for me.
Okay.
Because first of all, it's one word. I like one word shit. You know, if you can
used to mean, I guess, young urban professionals.
Right. But what I use it as is people who kind of come from inheriting money and property.
Right. Yeah,
or who have privilege.
Yeah.
Right. And I see those kind of people. By the way, I didn't really know those kind of people till I moved to L.A.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't really even, I wasn't around that kind of wealth. Now, I didn't grow up like you did.
Right.
But I wasn't around wealth. I was around the people who are poor and think they're middle class.
Right. Well, it's funny. I grew up around both. Even though I was from the hood, I had family that lived in Diamond Bar, California.
Diamond Bar,
yeah.
Where's that?
Inland Empire.
Inland Empire. It's like the bicuspis of it. Like it's the beginning. Like Pomona. Like in my family, they have they live. My uncle that married into the family was a firefighter, and my aunt was a teacher. So they were well rounded and grounded, and they always made.
Well, my parents were teachers, but they were not well rounded and grounded. But continue.
How can I compete with that? And these were people from the hood that made it out and never went back. So they had in their mind, so they know they had a plan. Like if I make money, I don't have a plan. I'm just gonna take care of my family, and I'm gonna go out and die somewhere off of acid. I'm just gonna go on a trip, and I'm not coming back because.
Are you serious?
Why?
Why wouldn't you? Oh, you love acid?
I love acid. I love that shit.
That's not a black thing.
It's not.
No, it isn't. That's very white acid.
But you know what it is though. But let me tell you.
Be careful with that shit. By the way.
But like when I do weed and like edibles, and then because I studied before I did acid. Because I did acid because I'm not gonna do cocaine. I was never gonna do cocaine because I'm big. I'm scared to fuck and have a heart attack. I hear a lot of people have heart attacks off of those types of drugs.
Cocaine is super dangerous now because of the drug fentanyl. Is what I've heard.
Yeah, but acid for me, I take small doses. And
are you microdosing?
Well, I just get a little tab. Just a little tab.
Smart.
I just do tab. I don't do it too much. I do it like maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months.
Once a month, like a nice night, like honey.
Oh no,
honey, let's drop acid. The child is within.
No, to be honest with you, if I tell you this, I probably get fired from my job. But,
well, you're telling us, so.
But I don't know if
it's going out to the.
But this is a joke, though. This is a joke. Sometimes I would get high off work, acid at work. Sometime, maybe sometimes. I don't know. I'm just playing.
I could never. See, he's different because I could never function on high or on acid, and I've done acid, and I had a trip that didn't end.
Yeah.
And I was 2021, and
happened?
I had a trip. I took something. To be fair, I took something with people I didn't really know. It came from people I didn't really know, and I didn't know them well.
Right.
And I took whatever I took, and man, I tripped for 2 days. And I just started having panic attacks like you have in normal time.
What was your panic attack?
My panic attacks
I'm never going to be normal again. I'm psychotic.
They're putting me in a fucking institution.
Right.
My parents are going to find me in an institution. I'm going to be like,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did your parents do drugs?
No.
That's why. See, the thing about drugs. is you got.
Are you saying if your parents
You gotta
did
be
'em-
built. You gotta be built for this. Look, you gotta learn your lineage.
Listen, I did a lot of drugs before that acid, though, and I was okay.
But let me tell you, do you guys understand how genetics work?
Yes.
Everybody has different genetics, and I've understood that at a young age because what I go through, I can get shot and it wouldn't hurt me as much as a toothache. Just because
As
of
a what?
As a toothache.
Yeah.
Because certain pains are more to people than other pains, and also in drugs. So, like people think that the Indian.
So you'd rather get shot than go to the dentist?
I haven't got shot yet, but hey, maybe, because the dentist is creepy. They're putting their fingers.
I got no problem with the dentist as a white man.
At least the bullet doesn't have any bacteria. You know how hot a bullet gets? I don't know how.
I don't know.
Have you been shot?
My brother was shot. No, but I've been shot at.
You've been shot at.
No,
I was shot at once.
I was shot at once.
Did
You
it,
too?
Yeah.
It was like.
It wasn't me who was shot at, but I was sitting
in the air. Yeah.
I was sitting in fucking. I'll never forget this, man. I was sitting in Washington Square Park in New York,
That's a place
in the
for it to happen.
village. Well, it's like a melting pot. It's like Washington Square Park's a melting pot of performers. The yuppies. Charlie Barnett used to perform. Do you remember Charlie Barnett?
I think I've watched him.
Black comedian used to do street performing.
Yeah, he died off HIV. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh, he was gonna be on SNL. He was the new.
He was Eddie.
He was coming up, and then he died.
And Eddie got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was sitting
yeah.
on a bench, and all of a sudden, this guy just started shooting. I'm talking about, whoa! I mean, that was the closest. This white boy,
Active shooter.
How far? Like what? A block away or like close?
No, it was pretty close. He was shooting. He was like, it was one of the.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Some
He
guy
was out of his mind.
I'm a
Right.
fucking kid.
Yeah, some guy had. It isn't like the shooters of today. This guy had
was
a
going
reason.
after a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. The shooters of today are just.
He had a reason?
I'm gonna kill everybody.
The shooters
Everybody.
of today. Just that statement. The shooters of today.
Hello.
I feel bad for rich, like middle class white people that got to go to school with these school shooters. Like, it's like that would terrify me because.
By the way, all these mass shooters are white.
Yeah. Well, but a lot of people can't. If you could afford a
I've
gun,
heard Donnell do some stuff about this.
Oh, right. Yeah, he does it right. He's 100% right most of the time. It's two reasons: financial reasons. A lot of people are not good shots. So there's a lot of people in the hood that, dude, I've literally heard stories about people that were in gangs talking about they were shooting somebody right in front of them, didn't hit them, but somebody 5 blocks away got killed playing Xbox, bro. Like just playing a video, or a baby, or a baby. And it's funny when I was in Watts.
That's so horrible.
When I was in Watts, you can go. That building is not there no more. Ujima Village in the Magic Johnson Park. So if you look at the apartment buildings, if they were still there were holes all in random places, all over, from random bullets just hitting the apartments. So that just told me, damn, man, I got to lose weight because I don't want like, I was like, bro, I played football. I was like, not because I was trying to be somebody, just because I didn't want to get accidentally grazed. And it was crazy because when Hold it.
You played football, so you.
Twice. It is a joke. It was a joke. But,
okay.
But I played football
He's
just
working
because.
his material on.
Well, yeah. But why not? Anyway.
Right, of course.
But the thing about it was when I was playing football, I just got in shape just to do it because trying to get the ladies, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But after living in a certain neighborhood, it was just funny because when a drive-by happened, and I was looking at it, and I was in the parking space of the house that I was visiting, and I just ran behind the garden because it was like a big cinder block, and all I heard was, and I stayed there for like 30 minutes. I took a nap, and it was like, it was bad, and I got up, and I was just like, thank God I'm dead. And then that was one of the, so it was.
You were just lucky, huh?
Yeah, I was lucky, but I was a quick thinker. A lot of people are dumb. Like a lot of people would just be like, "What the fuck? What's that car doing? Oh my
most
God!"
of us would.
Yeah, but not me, because whenever I hear any erratic, I jump. I jump because I don't care if you laugh at me. I'm gonna preserve my life. I don't give a shit if it's a backfire or any of that. That's just how I am.
Well, growing up in New York, I guess, I don't know about you in Chicago, but growing up in New York, I had a sixth sense for, like, people who I think weren't cool and like violence. Like, I was just attuned to that shit.
Right.
I was like, no, I'm not going that way. Or you know what I mean? Like, and I'm still like that. Very much. Were you like that?
Not as much as you, but
well, I'm paranoid.
But I was in the suburbs of
paranoid.
Chicago. When I moved out here, I started getting like cat-like
Cat what?
Oh, no, not
cat-like.
cat-like sort of. Oh no, I'm not going that way. Or people with mental illness.
Right.
Someone would make a look or a thing, and I would go, okay, that's not someone to engage with. But these are things like a lot of people from outside of a big city don't know. You know, they don't know that kind of shit, and then they end up getting tangled up with someone who's.
I think there should be more mentally ill people on farms. Like,
Why?
Well,
kidding.
farms for mentally ill people.
that was a joke.
Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, inner cities, mental illness.
You know, George Carlin did a bit about that.
A mental illness
Yeah,
and
he
farms?
did. He goes. We should fence off one rectangular state. How about Kansas?
Right.
And we put all the crazy people, and we just let them.
Well,
all
the thing
roam around
is
together.
that the whole fucking country is going nuts.
Yeah.
I think the whole.
Well, we have a lot of undiagnosed sick people.
Yes.
and I call them white women. But it's
White women.
well, yeah, dude. I've been a couple places, but white women trip. I'm cool with racist white dudes over white women, bro. Because at least you could kind of like powwow. White women, no, shut off. Just another universe, and like they're always right. They're never wrong, and it's not all, but just the cream, the fucking
Yeah, who exactly? Let's get a little more specific about this.
like there are certain comic chicks that I just avoid.
Well, they're definitely mentally ill.
Yeah.
I think I've run into some of the same you have.
Yeah, and they're clones. You just when you see them, you're
I
like,
call them fashion giraffes.
yeah, what
Fashion giraffes.
Yeah, I call them fashion giraffes.
What does that mean?
Really attractive women who
Yeah.
should not be needing to be funny.
Right. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. They're thirst trapping. They're thirst trapping in the wrong.
Oh, I love that term.
Thirst trapping, yeah.
Thirst trapping.
Oh,
what does thirst
you did a
trapping
bit
mean?
about that,
I did.
by the way.
I did.
A thirst. Thirst.
When you're thirst trapping,
Like you put
you're going for attention.
Right. But it's stupid. Like you put like a quote from Gandhi or Jesus, which is breast out. Like I don't know what this got to do with Jesus. I don't.
Any Instagram post with a woman's
Right.
breast
Well, you're
out.
talking about narcissism now and self-absorption and
Well,
how.
that's stand up. That's the open mic scene. When you listen to how my day was.
yeah.
Like
well, that's the crux of I kind of wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Is like I think that's a disease. We have your friend Alec. Here. Is Alec? How
Alex.
you doing, man? Are you hanging in? Yeah. If you have anything to say, you could whisper it to Brandon. But we have a guest. We have a visitor. Brandon's fan Alec, and he's on the couch just listening. I just want to paint the picture for you out in YouTube land and SoundCloud tomorrow. But yeah, what about that? What about that? That our narcissism, we like, oh, my day, like. Where is everybody? Nobody gives a shit
No,
about what's not going on in their little universe.
Well, it's because they were conditioned that way. Like when I grew up,
Absolutely.
Everybody in their family has favorites. We like my
Favorites, yeah.
My brother was a favorite because he was handsome. My brother's very handsome. He got shot. He's a thug. He's everything a baby mama would want, And
They want a thug.
yeah,
and
real shit. That's just what it is. But he went to jail, right? And I was in high school, and I was getting good grades. And he got out of jail, and my mom and family threw him a chicken party. Now I was getting good grades. I never got thrown a chicken party.
What is a chicken party?
Basically, when you get out of jail and everybody fries up a lot of chicken, invite a lot of people over, and we just have a celebration for the person just eating.
Right.
It's affordable,
Well, you never went to jail, so you didn't deserve a chicken party.
I guess
friend.
I didn't deserve, but it was his fault. And then he just kept going back. Like my brother was in jail so long, when he got out, he thought everybody was still on MySpace, bro. He was in there for a minute. So you got these type of comics that I'm guessing grew up and they got
In their
that
own
kinda,
personal yuppie jail,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. And then, but then those are not the people that were doing comedy. It was the sister, because they were taken away from their shine. And then so now they don't. A lot of people don't know how to. It's not that they shouldn't do comedy. It's that they don't have enough of life experience to understand why this looks stupid.
Well, to be fair, it's supposed to look stupid the first 5, 6, 7.
Right. But
it's supposed to look bad.
But there are people that do comedy 10, 15 years still talking about the same bullshit.
That's right. As a matter of fact, I was talking about this with someone yesterday. I forget who because I don't remember many things anymore. Where are we? It's a beautiful place. Anyway, that comics, a lot of comics just talk about the same shit.
Yeah. Over.
And I get it to a point because we all have things.
Well,
What?
Ray Romano and Jerry Seinfeld got famous. I mean, a lot of comedians
Ray
get
Romano,
famous doing.
I do a good Ray Romano. Look, my wife. I can't please my wife all the time. I mean, I love her, but I mean, I'm not gonna wax the car if it's raining.
Can I ask you a question? Like, when you guys were first coming up, did you guys have people that you guys just was dog out just because you didn't think they qualified to be a comedian?
Well, when I was, you go first.
What's the question?
So basically, when you guys were coming up like me, like a little younger or whatever, however, did you guys have certain comics that you saw where you like, oh, these people shouldn't be comedians?
Yeah. There were a lot of them.
Yeah, but there weren't that many comedians.
Right, there weren't as many.
I think that's the issue. I think it's just
today. I mean, 160.
Yeah,
the
open
audience.
mics?
These are the people who are supposed to. I would go to an open mic and I would just get on, and you'll appreciate this, but they did not.
Right.
I will scream at them. You're still the fucking audience. Wow. You think you're not the audience, but you got one foot in the fucking audience, and that's if they didn't. That's, of course, if they weren't laughing at my initial remarks.
Right.
Then I would attack them with that.
Well, the only thing I could say that I disagree with you doing that is that you're not punching up. I mean, you're punching at the lowest.
There's
level.
nobody up. Everybody's there.
Well, I get why he does that.
You know what I mean?
And you talking about open mics or shows?
Well, open mics.
Open mic.
Yeah.
Because at an open mic, just like if you're doing they have these things where they pick competitions or off open mics, which I think is stupid. Because open mics only the top two things you can talk about as open mic is the open mic and the open micers. So once you start telling
Oh, really? You got to talk about that shit.
Because comedy's number one rule is, I think, elephant in the room. Right. So
you got to address what's going on.
Right. So most of the comics are like, I can't wait till I go up, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait till I go up.
Right. So you're like, you comedians with your notebooks. Jeff Carsalis, I love that motherfucker. He does that shit best. He's like, you fucking hacks, you fucking. I'm like, I love this shit. Because he'll spaz out just on the comedians, and as he should, because I love it. And
Jeff
Carsalis.
You know him?
Fucking,
Yeah, I do.
Fucking crazy motherfucker. Crazy.
I spazzed out on him one time.
Bro, you supposed to.
And he goes, and then we became friends.
Yeah.
And I yelled at him. I go, "Are you a hipster?" He goes, "No, man, I ain't no hipster." he goes. Afterward, he's like, "I served in Iraq."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
shit.
Meshuggah. He's a crazy guy.
Yeah, crazy.
But
He's
he's what
killed
should
people.
comedy.
But funny? He's funny?
He's what comedy should be. He's what comedy. He's somebody
Absolutely.
who, and no one will put him on.
Absolutely.
No one will put him
But see-
on
but
because
see- yeah.
they're scared of him.
But see, that's the thing I get. I'm 6'3" and I'm a black man with a lazy eye, bro. Half people think I'm either security or about to rob them, and that's only really in California. Like like most of the bookers and most of the people here are not from this side of town. So a lot of the people that are running stuff are just in this conglomerate. They look at you and it's a lot of judgment. I go through a lot of judgment. And it's like I'm happy I didn't snap more because I have this perception of like I know Hollywood is what people perceive you to be. So these corporate type of comedians get through the cracks because they're visually easier to deal with.
Less threatening.
Right, less threatening. So let's ask some serious questions.
Less threatening.
Less threatening. Would you want a threatening prostitute or a less threatening prostitute?
Oh, that is a great question.
That's a pretty good metaphor.
See, I would like honestly, I would like a threatening prostitute.
Well, you're different.
Yeah. Like I want a story, bitch. Like I'm gonna die anyway. I want to know what I'm dying from.
Not me. I like submissive. Eddie?
That is so funny. Hey, what minute are we at, Emma?
43.
What is it?
43.
43?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a couple of calls. We did get a couple of calls. Now, if you like the show, call in and leave us a comment. We have 4 calls to get through today, and we could have Brandon react to them. Our number for calls or texts is 424-262-0904. 424-262-0904. And we have some calls that came in. Let's go to the first one. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Hi, former Staten Islander here.
I'm from Staten Island.
Hopefully not a troglodyte.
I call them
I
troglodytes.
have 3 questions.
3 questions.
First one, you and Steve have such a good rapport. What was the process of choosing to do the podcast together?
Okay, here, I just want to answer that first question. I met Steve in the parking lot of the Comedy Store.
Mm-hmm.
I had never laid eyes on him. I was with Sam Tripoli. I think there were a couple of other comics. And I'm very left-wing politics, you know. And Steve was what I mean. Me and you immediately kind of jived, like about politics and about
No counterculture. That was, I think, the conversation we had.
That still fascinates me. Was that the conversation?
Yeah.
I remember Sam Tripoli was telling me, you got to put yourself up on YouTube. You got every day, just do a fucking crazy video.
I agree. Yeah.
I remember he was raging about being more original. He was like, I need to be more original.
Oh, he was going through
He
some
was
shit.
going through some self-doubt or something.
Which we talk about as a comic. Sam was doing the same. Like you get caught doing the same thing because you know certain things work.
Right. What it is people are afraid to fail. That's normal, you know. But I feel like that's what real people go through, which are real comedians, real people, like real problems. So when you doubt, that's just your brain telling you, stop being a little bitch and being complacent and take risk.
Take risks.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like safety, too much safety, you will become your own worst enemy because I don't think life was supposed to be lived like that. Mm-hmm. You know, there are fucking tigers and bears, and if you're sticking to the chickens and fucking...
Well, chicken parties are nice. So my answer to that question, Madame from Staten Island, is that I just kind of went with my gut. I didn't know Steve at all, and I just liked his politics, and I was looking for someone to co-host with me. So here's the next question. Oh shit!
Well, you were right at the beginning.
I know. We're gonna play.
Hi, former Staten Islander here. Hopefully not a troglodyte. I have 3 questions.
3 questions, like
First
a
one,
magician,
you and
sorcerer.
Steve have such a good rapport. What was the process of choosing to do the podcast together?
I answered that.
Fun fact I recently learned during a recent trivia game, the original name for Google was Backrub. Do you guys often Google yourselves? And Eddie, is your estimated net worth, according to Google, anywhere near correct?
No.
Lastly, since I'm stalling from cleaning the cat litter box, this is so random, but Eddie, who scoops the box in your house? That was weird. Anyway, I look forward to Wednesdays now, thanks to your podcast. You guys are great. Thank you.
Okay, I didn't know that Google was originally called Backrub. Do you And she said, "Do you Google yourself?" I Google myself when I'm feeling down, and it makes me feel worse. What about you, Steve?
Not often.
Do you ever Google
I don't
yourself?
ever, once in a great while, but probably also when I'm feeling down and it makes me feel worse because my website's not
I'm
operational.
thirst trapping myself when I Google. How about you? Do you Google yourself?
Yeah, I Google myself just because I get tired of masturbating. So, like, you just bored because you got the phone in your hand. Just like, I'm just Googling.
Oh, you do it on the phone?
Yeah, I do.
We're on the computer.
Nah, I do my phone. I don't have time.
I do it on the phone too.
Yeah, I do the phone. Yeah.
What? Masturbate or Google?
Both. Like it's like you could just open another window.
Do you look for threatening porn? Women who are
I
threatening?
actually like that. Yeah, I like watching cheating porn. I'm like into that.
Cheating porn?
What about like people getting busted in public? No.
I'm not an outdoorsy motherfucker. Like I'm not like.
Yeah, you're not a what is it? A voyeur.
No.
All right, let's go to the next call. No, this is an edgy show for us. Here's another call. Here we go. There's some good calls here.
Hey there, it's Steve calling from Toronto. I got no funny stories to tell you today or a questionnaire or tell you about recurring dreams or anything really like that. I just wanted to say that the last show that you did with Lord Buckley's daughter was really, really cool. I like that show a lot. So keep making good shows. I'm out there somewhere listening. It's very cool. Take it easy. Bye.
That was Steve. He's a caller who's called in before, and I'm interested in the feedback from this show because this is a very different show because we basically have white women and white people on the show.
We've had a few black folks. I had a couple black folks
That's
when
true.
you were gone.
That's true, but only when I'm gone he does it.
Because he doesn't want
No,
Here's another.
not true. I invited some of
He
my-
doesn't want you to watch.
I invited black folks who canceled and didn't show up or had
okay.
scheduling problems.
Yeah.
So that's what.
Here's another call. Thank you, Steve from Toronto. We miss your voice, and that was an interesting podcast with we had Lord Buckley, who was this wild
Pioneer of
comic.
American comedy.
Lord Buckley.
Google him
Yeah.
after you finish masturbating.
I don't want to cross-contaminate. Damn.
It's just so funny. It's people aren't honest. Like people like that is such honesty to say you Google yourself and masturbate with just the phone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will hide that. They'll
Why?
be like, "No,
Motherfuckers don't pay my bill. I don't give
I
a
hate the
fuck.
sound.
Like you ain't like.
It's also funny. Shit
It's
that
funny.
you hide. Secrets
Guess
are
what?
funny unless you've killed
At
somebody.
the risk of sounding like an ad man, that would make a great phone commercial.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Hello, I'm Brandon Brickz. This little phone. You know that we can't have intimate relationships anymore in this society. People really don't talk anymore. So when I'm Googling porn, all right, anyway, here's another call. This was an interesting call. This one made me crack up. It may not make you crack up, but it made me crack up. And I thought it was funny, and I thought it was accurate.
Hi, Eddie. It's Baron von Silly Pants up in Santa Cruz, Northern California. Hey, it's really funny when Steve starts talking about something Jewish, then you often quickly change the subject, and that's one of the funniest running jokes of the show for me, period. I love both you guys, but
He loves you.
here's the suggestion I had and the reason I'm calling.
This is funny.
So the next time Steve does that, starts going into Jewish land, start playing music like when award shows and you start talking too long. They start playing the music really soft. But here's what you do. You start playing some, clarinet kind of music, some traditionally associated music with Jewish ethnicity or religion, and slowly have an increase in volume as he talks. Anyway, I thought that was funny. And, I knew I would forget what the hell else I had to say. So thanks for the show. Goodbye.
What did you think of that?
I think that guy will be showing up at an open mic working out that bit soon.
Oh yeah.
Did it offend you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I thought it was funny, and the fact that he notices that, like Steve goes to synagogue and Shabbos, and
You're Jewish too.
I know, but I think this gentleman is right, Baron von Silly Pants, that when you start talking about it, sometimes I change the topic.
Yeah.
And I don't particularly know. I like talking about spirituality, but I don't know what goes on. But it is hilarious to me that would be funny. But we don't have like Todd Glass
we
does
don't
all
have.
this great sound effects. Emma, could you play sound effects first when Steve starts talking about his Jewish heritage?
I can't play them from over here, but you can play them from your iPad if you
I see.
Good luck
So
with
I would
that.
have to
Yeah,
do it.
good luck with that.
Well, we could get our producer Matt Rapp, our producer, who we haven't heard from in a couple of weeks because he lost his job and he just doesn't talk to us anymore.
God
he used to write ads
He
for
didn't
us.
talk to us that much before, Eddie's.
He didn't talk to us that, but he was in there. He would always write the ads and stuff. But now he's going through some kind of existential crisis. All right, here's our last call.
Eddie, it's your old buddy Chris up here in Portland, Oregon. Just bringing my love to you. Working on a new one. I thought that you guys enjoyed the Gilligan's Island bit, the script. So I got a new one. It's about a civil rights activist who wins a huge judgment against the Chicago Police Department, and he moves to a really fancy community to agitate from within. It's called the Hamptons. Namaste, brother.
Not bad.
Yeah. I like that. What'd you think of those calls? Did any of them strike a?
We're funnier than our listeners.
Yeah, it was.
No, but they're good. I like
The last dude, I thought he was high and masturbating at the same time. He was talking hella slow. I was like, damn. Like, God damn.
I think he was just mellow. He might have been high.
Yeah, he's real high.
A lot of people love getting high, listen to podcasts.
Oh, yeah. I get high, but I don't sound like that. God damn.
Yeah.
But fuck it. This is awesome. This is cool. Yeah.
Hey, when we first started doing this podcast, we would get calls with just grunts and. I mean,
I had a weird one that I deleted. It was just so stupid that I just fucking. It made no sense, and I think the guy was angry about the Laura Buckley podcast because he didn't know her, and I didn't know about that. No, because it wasn't worth playing. It was just he didn't say he was angry. He was just like speaking in non sequiturs. You know,
that was what we would get at the beginning when I first came on the podcast. We'd get calls like that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Yeah, man. So, all right, we should. Wait, are we approaching an hour? 55.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna head to the finish line now.
Yeah,
but so where are you performing? Where can people see you? Improv, right?
Every week I perform at the Hollywood Improv.
Hollywood Improv.
You can check out my Instagram, Brickz Brendon, Brickz with a Z, Brandon Brandon, Brickz Brickz. I post all my show dates on my Instagram.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, everything.
You followed me on Instagram,
Yeah, I followed
so
you.
now I can follow you back.
Yeah, you can follow me back. Just look on Instagram. DM me. My Venmo is Brandon Brickz.
In case people want to give you money.
Yeah, unless you want to give me money,
People do that now. They just throw out their Venmo like, "Hey, I need some bread."
Dude, honestly,
you should do that.
Does that work? Because if you can, I have a PayPal.
No, I just like telling people that you never know where your blessings might come from. Like
it's true.
We're on social media, so now you get to reach out to different type of people. Some people feel good about giving. Some people feel good about receiving. So it's always good to keep
PayPal me at Pepitone at sbcglobal.net.
Hey,
Do it.
If you can Venmo me at Steven-Lolly.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, please do. That's a great idea. Man,
I've seen people. I've seen people on there.
Are you being sarcastic?
I am not being sarcastic. That is the first time that ever occurred to me.
Are you serious?
Yes.
But it's sort of like just.
You guys don't get on social media that much, huh?
I do.
You hear these girls talk about Cash At Me?
Yeah.
Like-
well,
that
I'm
is.
not really sure about that.
That's-
Are they like?
Well, they do.
They show you some body.
Sometimes, or some people want conversations. Like it's a different thing. Or they just want money.
They want money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all do. Though.
Yeah.
And who wants to work for it? Nobody wants to.
I like working. I just don't like.
I like working,
being
too.
around people that are stupid.
If you Venmo me $5 or more, I will send you pictures of my shoes and socks.
I think
Shoes
that's
and
good.
socks.
Yes, I have that to offer.
All right.
You don't get to see them on the podcast.
But Brandon, thanks for coming on. I saw you perform at the Improv. I loved it. I think more people should see you perform because you were just real. You're just like you are here on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I just liked the fact that you don't buy into the corporate bullshit comedy. Where we were on that thread was that people want to make it.
They want to make it
Instead of
Just
they have
earn it.
something to say.
Something to say.
They have something to say.
Right. Like a lot of these opinions are not. I don't think they should be. But that's not my place. But we have people that just like bashing people. So I mean, everybody has a place. Everybody has a place. So some people gonna play the field. Some people gonna play the win. So
What about you, Stevie? Any upcoming?
Oh yeah, February 1st, I'm at the 3 Clubs in Hollywood, and after that, you can just check my social media. But that's what I got coming up.
Okay, go to eddiepepitone.com. I got a lot of stuff coming up. I just found out I'm going to be going to the South by Southwest Festival.
Okay.
So I'm going to be there in Austin, Texas, from March. I think I'm going March. Just go to my website. I think it's March 17 or March 18 through 21. Around there, I'm going to be at South by Southwest. And I'm also going to be in Houston doing Skankfest. I'm going to be doing the Bird City Comedy Festival. And I'm going to be in Memphis for a festival. The Bird City Comedy Festival's in Phoenix. I'm going to be in Santa Cruz.
You're going on
go to
tour
Eddie
too,
Pepitone.
right?
Well, this is all part of the tour. I'm going to be doing the South a little bit more. But anyway,
the South.
go to eddiepepitone.com and all my tour dates are going to be going up. Are we forgetting anything else? You could donate to us. We just gave you I gave you my PayPal. Steve gave you his Venmo. But email us at fanmail@peptalkspodcast.com. fanmail@peptalkspodcast.com and donate at peptalkspodcast.com. And again, to call into the show, 424-262-0904. And we'll be back next week. Again, I want to thank my guest, Brendon Brickz. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you,
That
Brent.
was awesome. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Brendon.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Peace.
That's what we need, a hype man.